this highway rolling on now 20 years. Just like my dad before me, coffee, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm addicted to the white line, prisoner of the road. Ain't no cure for this disease. It brings us outlaws and rogues. When they locked me up, they handed me the keys. I'm pulling 18 years to life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. Some say I'm semi-crazy, my God, it's hard to tell. This diamond and milk and leather just might be my padded sail. And those pictures on my dashboard where I've watched my kids grow up, I thank God they understand the cost of diesel in my blood. They know this rambling man and what sets me free. I'm pulling 18 years to life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. With no chance of parole, my heart belongs to Jesus, but this old highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life. There's no escaping this addiction, so until the day I die,
My name's Gary Jones. I'm out of Lawson, Missouri. I got a small fleet. We use full stop products on everything. Really impressed with the Shineable for the tires. It's working great. You can see all my truck 777. We're out here in East Tennessee at the Large Cars with Guitars show, and we always try to use our full stop products when we're getting ready for the show.
Glimpse of that harsh and lonely life firsthand. He spent a year riding more than 2,000 miles in a big rig to try to uncover more about the elusive long-haul trucker serial killings. Joining us now is Frank Figliuzzi. He is a former FBI Assistant Director for Counterintelligence who spent 25 years as an FBI special agent. He's the best-selling author of Long Haul, Hunting the Highway Serial Killers. Frank, great to have you on the show. I am still reeling from that statistic. 850 murders believed committed by long-haul drivers? Many, like not just one, but several serial killers?
Indeed, the numbers are staggering, Elizabeth, and thanks for helping bring attention to this issue. 850 murders over the last few decades of women alongside our nation's highways that the FBI is confident are the work of real killers. In fact, there are already 25 long-haul truckers who are in prison for multiple homicides. Yet, there are 200 of those killings that are considered unsolved and active, and 450 suspects being looked at right now in those unsolved cases.
450 suspects?
It's an unwieldy number. And so in my book, I tried to narrow that suspect pool down by getting deep into three subcultures: long-haul truckers, sex trafficking victims, and crime analysis. So if you're into learning how a serial crime scene is worked, or what is going on in that long-haul truck alongside you in the highway, or how young women fall into the trap of trafficking, then this book is for you.
This is the book for you.
I do theorize in the book about which trucker with which kind of truck is more likely to kill, and similarly, which trafficking victim is more likely to fall prey to a trucker.
I was amazed that you spent so much time yourself in one of these trucks. You write, long-haul truckers exist days or weeks at a time in a world of their own. They speak their own language. They eat at their own establishments, sleep in their own rigs. Part cowboy, part fighter pilot, part hermit. They glide along the edge of our society.
It's a subculture, and I wanted to get a flavor of it. So I did ride over 2,000 miles in a flatbed long-haul truck. I slept in that top bunk in the sleeper berth. I'm here to tell you it's not the Ritz-Carlton luxury in there. In fact, medical studies do show time after time that it's an unhealthy lifestyle, very sedentary, very isolating. And the dark side is that studies, anonymous surveys of truckers show that 10% drink alcohol daily, 20% binge drink 5 or more drinks regularly, and 44% of long-haul truckers experience symptoms of major clinical depression.
Does this world draw serial killers, Frank, or does it somehow create them?
I ask that nature or nurture question in the book, and the answer, of course, is complex. The answer is both. There are people who already have a predilection toward violence, particularly toward women, may have had traumatic childhoods, and they seek out that isolating hermit-like existence in some kinds of long-haul trucking. And then some of these killers, when interviewed, say it dawns on them that they now have the license to kill because the freedom is there to exploit those law enforcement jurisdictions like you described in the opener.
All right, Frank, before I let you go, I did want to ask you about Attorney General Merrick Garland's appearance on Capitol Hill yesterday, vowing not to be intimidated by what he calls Republican attacks on the criminal justice system, on both the Department of Justice, on the FBI. You spent 25 years serving our nation in the FBI. these attacks have really concerned you as well. Merrick Garland calls them not only unprecedented, but dangerous.
Hey, there you go. Now you can hear me. Sorry. Didn't even realize that it was not working. But I on that aspect, I think that's kind of crazy. For the last 25 years, I've been driving a truck, and um, never once did have I thought about sitting there trying to grab somebody and undead them or unlive them somewhere, you know, or doing anything like that. Never crossed my mind. Never even once. I know we have a bad situation of depression in this line of work, and it will because you're getting a lot of time by yourself. Uh, all you got is a phone to pick up and talk to because most times your deadlines now are so crazy. They you're more on the road trying to make the money to sit there and do your job than you are trying to be able to get home. Um, like I said, I got a friend of mine that was, I mean, he was in a dire need of getting money quick and getting better money and went and got his CDLs, went to a company, went to work. The first 2.5 months, they wouldn't let him come home, which was really hard on his wife because he's always been home and him and his two kids. Um, so it made it really, really rough on him and his wife. And lo and behold, 3 months down the road, she uh, was tired of being alone and which made him depressed. And I can say it will do some things to you, because he was in the middle of New York on the Washington Bridge. He called me. I said, dude, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I think I'm about to jump off the bridge. I said, do what? He goes, nope, better yet, I think I'm going to drive the truck off the bridge. He told me his wife was going to leave him, and she couldn't handle him being gone. This is the first time out of their 32 years of marriage that he's ever left, and was gone over 2 months. And the only thing they ever did was talk on the phone. And that kind of set things off with them, and it really put a bad thought in his head. He was just going to end it because he couldn't be with his wife. He didn't want to give up trucking because trucking was good to him. The trucking company had a chaplain in the company that was actually talking to him and helping him out. And that this is going on for about a month. And well, when I guess she called him, told him, said, up, I'm not going to deal with it. The money is good, but I don't want to deal with you. And she just got up and told him that she was done. She wanted a divorce, so on and so on. Well, between me and that pastor that was with the company, sitting there on the phone with him, talking to him for almost 2 hours straight, he stopped the truck in the middle of the bridge. He was going to jump off the bridge. Luckily, we were able to talk him into back getting in the truck, get the truck off the bridge. And then he spent a week in a psych hospital, and they got him taken care of there. And then he finally come home. He quit being over the road, but then he started driving local, and that made it a little better. And he got with his wife, and they started getting back together, and things like that. It worked out. But I know in certain aspects, depending on where you're at in your relationship, depending on where you're at in your age, date of time. What's up, Roy? Mr. Roy Rogers. Hello, Miss Judy Bartley. Good to see you. Yeah, that it is sad. I'm doing good, Judy. I am doing pretty good. Besides issues with the arm, but I'm good. So he got back with his wife, and things started getting better. I haven't talked to him in a while because he's no longer here, and it wasn't because he decided to give up. He ended up having a blockage, and it ended up causing him to have a heart attack, and he didn't make it. I mean, last time I talked to him was in 06. So, I mean, they were together for a little bit longer. But I did talk to his wife and both of the kids. I do talk to them every once in a while. I do have them on my Facebook, so I do keep in touch. But on this note with the FBI, all right, that's an awful lot. 850 serial killers in trucking. They're saying that there's 850 serial killer truckers right now as they speak. They've already investigated, or investigations going on 450 so far. But like I said in the middle, when I paused the video, he sat there and said, I rode 2,000 miles with a trucker in a flatbed. I'm like, this day and age, depending on what your speed is, what your truck is governed to, but most trucks, most drivers out here running, put in anywhere from 600 to 800 miles in a day, depending on what truck you got, what speed you're running, and how you're doing it. Just saying. But that's the average. It's in between 6 and 8. All right. I know some that are doing it illegal on the books, pushing 720, 718 a day, putting in the miles. Some of them are doing 750. I've seen it. Legal on an ELD. Just saying. 2,000 miles ain't nothing. That's only 2 days of what they're driving there. That's 2 days. Let's say if you're doing 720, that's 1,440. So 3 days max. I give him 4, depending on the truck you're in. 4 days in a truck does not give you enough time to sit there and figure out if they're a loner or they're a serial killer or they're mentally disturbed. And you only rode with one truck. How many of you rode in other trucks? You only said you only spent time with one truck in only 2,000 miles. You can't sit there and make a book and try to make money off the backbone of these American drivers that make this country run back and forth and make it work. And they're out there day in, day out, running nonstop, putting their lives on the line, doing this. But then you're going to sit here and come out with a book. And then you're going to sit here. And I mean, this ain't something that was just last year or anything like that. This is this year. This is just within a day or two, because that's when they were doing the impeachment hearings, or they wanted to impeach. All right, I got a stranger in the back. Y'all welcome in Mr. Redneck Trucker. What you doing, brother?
You know he like it in the back.
Jeez.
I like my description down there. It says title of it, Redneck Trucker. Any description or whatever. I ain't got no panties on.
You're funny. You are funny. So,
what to say? What are we talking about today?
What we're talking about today? We are talking about the FBI sitting there saying there's 850 serial killer truckers out there. As we speak, just come out just in the last day or so. Yes.
FBI said what?
Yeah. That there's 850. They've already investigated or investigating right now 450 of them, but there's 850 serial killer truckers on the roads right now.
Oh man, I wouldn't doubt that a bit. Think of the odds, it was about some 100 million, 3.5 million license. I'd like, somebody the other day needed a ride there. Give him a ride there. They said, I can't believe you so trusted to get somebody a ride there. I could have been, I got up, road speed and all. He said, I could have been a serial killer or somebody, you didn't know. I said, nah, the chances of two of us been in the same area, nah.
Exactly. You're funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to jump out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, where, and he said he spent 2,000 miles in a flatbed truck going over this. And I'm like, that's only 2 to 3 days max in a truck. How do you come up with all this information and be able to write a book on this if you only went 2,000 miles? All right, I understand you're in the FBI. You can do more investigations and stuff.
Oh, whoa. So his research is going 2,000 miles in a truck. That was it?
No, that was his key part, that he went in a truck to figure out the mindset of a trucker.
Oh, they guessing at that. Man, the FBI about like him bunch up our old Capitol here. Here's what I think about that.
Yeah. This just come out, like I said, it just come out within the last, I'd say it come out on Tuesday. It come out like Tuesday night. I sat there and was reading it yesterday morning. I was going to do a show on it yesterday, but then I ended up wanting to read more and getting more info into this. But he says it's truckers are the serial killers are 50-50. 50 of them are created driving the truck, and the other 50 come into trucking running from the law.
What I want to know is, where's his hard evidence? Hard data.
He talked to the 25 drivers that they've already arrested that were still serial killers, and they said they got into trucking because they could go from state to state and bypass law lines.
They arrested them, right? Have they had trial yet? Have they been convicted? So they're still innocent.
Yeah, no, they're convicted. They're already in jail.
Okay.
He's doing over 30 years.
Well, the thing about it is that could be in any industry.
Yes, any of them. Yeah.
No, I mean, so I think they need to don't think as much as industry, but as the world in total. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But looking at it,
I,
he's trying to pinpoint truckers because they're isolated. They sit in their trucks at long periods of time. They live
yeah.
in them.
Oh,
They got their own bed. They go from state to state. You never know where they're at. Well, that's a lie. If you got a logbook, you know where you're going. Your
you got
manifest
a
tells you
phone, you know
where
where
you're
they're at.
going. Yeah. And then if you're running for a bigger company, you got the ELD. That automatically pinpoints you at all times where you're at, what you're doing. So you can't say they ain't being tracked.
Hmm. I got no. Plus, I got a tractor on a trailer,
Yes.
and now I'll agree on some point because everybody knows redneck truckers, cop, same people.
Yes.
I just got off the phone with, uh, a driver. How can I go? I can't expand a whole lot, but what one more or less about have a breakdown on the side of the road,
Yeah.
And uh,
Yep. We all have that.
think about this: 1,000 miles away from home, things are going all the crap at home, and you're not there to try to, because especially on a men's point of view, our egos are so thin it ain't funny anyway. That's the
Yeah.
version. And and we like to try to fix things. Thing about it is, there's some things that we're not there to try to fix it, and it begins to weigh on you, and you trapped in an 8 foot box with your worst enemy, which is
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes. By yourself.
Exactly. You know, and uh, when it boils down, and with the FMCSA and all that junk, and they try to just to put on more and more and more and more on us, it begins you get harder to provide for your family, this and that. How much of the mental strain they're putting on the driver?
A lot. There's a lot of mental strain on there.
Because they need to
Because the
think about
driver's
this.
thinking about taking care of his family. And then when he's got that time by himself and he just got off the phone with his wife or his kids, that's the only thing he's thinking about for the next 3 to 4 hours is he's going back and he's going to nitpick everything that was in that conversation he just had with his wife. All right, what do I know what I need to do when I get home? Oh, this is what we just talked about. Why are we discussing this? Why ain't this being done, or why ain't this being taken care of? And then he's got all that in his head, and they wonder why. And I understand we have a major mental issue in trucking because of the stress, not only from the trucks, the companies, the dispatchers. Then you got stuff going on at home. That's a lot to put on one person as they're trying to go down the road and trying to make money for the family.
Yeah. Oh, trucking ain't for everybody.
No,
Not everybody can handle isolation.
no,
And I ain't talking about far as just being by yourself. I'm talking about far as being by yourself and other things going on.
exactly,
If the least little things get to you, you don't need to be behind this wheel because you got an 80,000 pound bullet.
exactly.
Now I believe, now this is my personal opinion,
Hmm.
that before anybody get a CDL, they need to take a uh, oh crap, what on top of my head, uh, psyche valve, just
Yeah,
like the cops do, so forth and so on, because they got a firearm.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Same thing with the
well,
military.
this truck, it can do a lot of damage.
Yes, it can.
And but according to FMCSA, we're unskilled laborers. We're nobody. So
How's
next time
that? Because
somebody
we can't kill the driver
judge or a
ourselves.
cop tells you you're a professional driver, tell them not to the FMCSA. It's not what I'm categorized as.
Yeah,
So, but anyway, on a serious note, because I give you some scenarios. Now these are true scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to mention names, but I'm going to give scenarios that some of the stuff that we deal with. Of course, a lot of people know we deal with a lot. I don't know if it's the same as with the YouTube thing. I said, people unalive themselves. Uh,
Yeah.
we deal mostly with that.
Yeah.
But think about this. Let's say you're in Colorado. You live in Maryland. All right, times have been tough enough as it is. You get a phone call. Your teenage son or daughter ODs on fentanyl, and you can't afford to fly home. You got to drive it home.
Mm.
Think about that mindset on the way back. Could you
Yeah.
even drive?
Yeah.
See, that's where we come in. Because that's happened more than many more of once.
Yes.
I've had as much as three in a week. Uh, we tried to give somebody an outlet that they can connect with where they won't feel to themselves.
Yes. And we have to. That's the
Because
reason why I put my number out there. That's
yeah,
why um,
well,
I also have a
it,
couple others that we deal with that if you need to talk, our phones are on,
mhm,
just like you.
because
With,
yeah,
yeah, with
4 years
Truckers
of
Fright.
it now. Because huh, I just like I was talking to Van today, and see from time to time with the ministry stuff, plus with the phone number out there, it don't help none either. But uh, uh, I don't say this much, and I don't talk about it much, but I get death threats, and well, I gotten two this week. Well, one today,
Wow.
and me and Van tried to call it Joker back. He wouldn't even answer. He wouldn't even answer the phone. Bush.
Mm.
Anyway, uh, so now what? Okay. Uh, but it don't call. It don't cost nothing to be a engineer.
No, it don't.
We're supposed to be out here for each other,
Yes.
and I'm a
That's why they
firm
call it a
believer on
brotherhood.
that. Yep, I'm a firm believer on that
Mm-hmm.
because back in my day, when you see somebody that failed, you went and helped pick them up.
Yes.
Now, uh,
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, I had to fix this to come through. Nowadays, the people want to know what they did. What's the matter? What they did?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Don't need the whole history. It's just, hey, I'm here to help you. What do you need?
See, that's why on this day nowadays, I'm harder on the church than anything because I expect the world to act like the way it does because it don't know no better,
Yeah.
but the church does.
Yes, it does. Because it
See,
lives it and preaches it every day.
we need to get back to where to think back where we once was on the other side of the cross,
Yes.
and we lost track of that. I wasn't searching for Jesus. I wasn't even hunting. He found me.
Yep.
And I've been kicking the idea about a while back, and me and Vance talked about it, but I might do a video thing and let it out in short bursts on reels and parts of my story.
Yeah.
Uh, Not a lot of people know it, and it's not mine. It's Christ's. He's the one that was reaching out for me. He's the one that turned things around. How do we get off talking about? I tell you what. It don't take long. We're gonna be talking
I
about
tell
some
you
Jesus
why.
now. I
It's
love
because
talking
of
about
what
Jesus.
it's because what this come out of. Sitting there saying this, and then the key words were out of it was in the search that he brought up was by themselves. They were mentally unstable. This job as he called it, the job, not profession, but job, will make you go insane and you lose your mental disability. It goes into quite a bit. And that was the key parts. That's how they ended up being a serial killer. Yeah. And trucking was the biggest part of that, to create that. And I say he's full of shit. Excuse my French. Sorry about that. But yes.
I will say this. When you're isolated for long periods of time,
Mm-hmm.
your mind could go some places that you would never dream of.
Oh, I know.
That's why it's so important. I tell people to stay focused on your goal. What are you reaching for? What are you working towards? Don't let these outside influences try, because it's important who you hang around.
Yes.
Now, you can't sit there and hang around a bunch of no going where no vision men expect to be an overcomer. It ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be around people that's gonna build you up, lift you up. Those that you know, if you happen to fall, they'll be there to pick you up, help you along, edify you. You know, that's encouraging. That's what we need to be around. I'm very picky of who I associate with or who I, far as long term, far as I uh, hang around. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
just like old
Yeah.
Letty,
I
every
mean,
time he
that's
needs
the
a
reason
hand or
why.
something, you know.
Well, and like I want to get the picture right. I want everybody to get this picture. I don't hang out with Van or Redneck Trucker or some of these other guys or Tony or any of them because they I can get something from them, and it's not
No,
that.
he don't ever
I
ask for
I
that.
I we are family with these guys, and that's the
We
reason why I
are
hang out with them because they
family.
treat me just like
Shoot,
they
I ain't
they
cut no
treat
slack
me
up on
just
him.
like a
Shoot, I
brother.
give him a hand every time he needs one.
Without besides them trying to run me over with a golf cart, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, see, last
But
year,
all right, got you breaking up just a little bit. Well, hopefully we'll catch you back in the signal
I'm
here.
out here.
There
I'm on
you are.
24.
You're on 24, 24, 36.
Yeah.
Hi.
24 in Tennessee. I'm going to Kentucky.
Oh, you're going to Kentucky. Oh, you're all right. I know where you're at now. Yeah. All right, gotcha.
Check this
Gotcha.
out. Last Friday, I
Mm-hmm.
loaded in Seabury, Kentucky. All right.
Yep.
As I'm out there fixing to strap down, I just shorter fella coming out walking his truck. He had a nice truck too, 359, look like showroom, but a work truck.
Yep.
Me and him got to talking. Well, of course, knowing me, we got talking about Jesus. So we was there a couple hours, and I shared some of my testimony, this and that, and you get almost, it's like spirits align, The Bible talks
Mm-hmm.
about that. And we was out there back for each other, and we both back our tears. We was out there just a shout. We had church. Well,
Yeah.
come to find out, because he had asked me, he said, how much it be for it? You come to my church preach sometime. I said, where at Kentucky? Yeah, no a dime. I said, I preach dropping a hat. I supply a hat. Now, I don't put a price on anything with our church's Christ or anything with Christ. It's like nails on chalkboard to me. But I will
Yep.
sell the crap out of some redneck trucker stuff.
Yep.
Oh,
And some bull
anyway,
snot.
let
And some
let
bull
me get back.
snot.
Yeah, let me get back to what I was talking about.
Yep.
Come to find out, that truck was his. That sawmill was his. The one down the road was his. All them trucks at that trucking company were his. He was the main guy. That was cool.
Wow.
I got his cell phone number.
That makes it nice because you can actually. It's how you make connections. It really is. That's how you make connections.
Yeah. I
We'll wait
tell
for
my
you to
boys
get
all
that.
the time,
There you
meet as many people as you can because you never know when it'll create opportunities.
go. Yes, exactly, exactly.
Me and I'm just a people person anyway.
Yes, you are. That is no lie. You are a
I
people person.
don't meet a stranger.
No, you don't meet a stranger
And,
either.
and I
And
won't
your
let
wife
you
sat
turn your
there and
back
said,
out
"You
on me,
don't
by
meet a
God.
stranger."
Mm-mm,
And your wife said that you don't meet a stranger, and she's a very
mm-mm.
nice lady. She really is.
By God, don't let
I
her fool
know.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, there's that
Right.
mention, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get that Jake Breaker. Mm. Yeah. Something like
uh,
that.
but
Hold on. Before you go any further, I got a little 20-second thing. Hang on.
uh,
This is brought to you by Bull Snot.
Hi, I'm Brandon Carpenter from Ashland, Ohio. I use Visible for just about everything on my truck. I'm out here at the show getting it cleaned up. This product is great for just about anything you can imagine on your truck. I use it on the chrome, the stainless. Heck, I even use it on the paint. Some people think it's just for glass, but really you can use it on just about anything. So get you a can and give it a try.
Yep. And our good old buddy Brandon Carpenter and our good old friend Van Brown. The man's working
uh,
miracles everywhere he goes.
he's up at if y'all always up there at ship what's the crust name of that? Ship
Chippewa,
whatever, Indiana.
yeah,
Yeah.
Indiana,
At the
yeah,
tractor pull, you'll see Mr.
yes,
Van Brown this weekend.
yep,
He's up there now. I just got a
yep.
phone
He's
with him
up
a while
there
ago.
now. He was on his way. I talked to him. He called me this morning wanting to get a hold of Pimpin's number because he was, I guess he was passing Pimpin in
Mhm.
Rob Hallahan's truck, Double Vision, and he asked for his number, so I sent it to him. And I also like the other commercial that he just got, and where he just met with Derek
Oh,
with
Derek.
Vice
Yeah.
Grip Garage, which is right here in Tennessee too. Which I'm not sure exactly where he's at in Tennessee, but I know he's in Tennessee over towards the
I know
Nashville.
where. I can't you say though.
I know where, but you can't say. I know. No, because he likes to keep his business, you know, his homely
Well,
time.
no, it's not my story to tell.
Well, yeah, that too. That
I
too.
say that's another thing that because we do it. We probably counsel. I'll say on the low end maybe 70, high end about 150 a week,
Hmm.
and uh, people when they talk with you expect you to have discretion. They want to be able to trust you. And
Yeah,
my wife, my woman, hey, go me, uh,
just
drag
like the
on rough
redneck
road.
character, he's lost.
Uh-huh. Just like my
Hmm.
woman when we first started this, she be well, you not fine with it. I said, well, I tell her somebody whatever she done. What they want, I said I can't say. Used to make her so mad. Now
Yeah,
she done used to it.
yeah. She just now goes. All right, yeah. He's talking to
She
whoever.
just lets it go on,
Yep.
What the
It's
crap?
just.
Am I up here? I turned around. What is that thing?
I see you. No,
Hold on
you're
a minute.
sitting straight. Did the GPS go wrong? Look, that's a perfect face. If y'all could have got a screenshot of that, you would have had him perfect dead. That look was just something else. But as we were saying, you know, Truckers for Christ, which that's Steve in there, better known as the redneck trucker. He gets out here and he talks to these drivers. He puts the word of God out there for them, and that's one of the things that he does. And and the redneck trucker brings out the wild side on him and comes up with all these funny, crazy things. He does this because he tries to lighten up a driver's life or at that moment or what's going on in their life, like at a truck show. The man is full tilt, wide open, ready on the go, being a comedian the whole time. Makes drivers laugh. They forget about what they're doing. They're there to enjoy a show and enjoy being around people that they know and meeting new people. And like him, he does not meet a stranger because everybody's a friend. Looks like he just come back. Let's bring him on back in. Well, I guess he's bouncing him back and forth. All right, we'll give him a second. We'll let him catch up. So, he's still bouncing around. Hang on, I'll pull you back out for a second. Yeah. All right, so we're going to let him, he's bouncing through the woods going through Kentucky, and we know how Kentucky is. They ain't got no 5G in certain places. So, he'll let me know here in a second when he's back in full range and able to see. But people like him, people like Van, people like Tony, they do have a heart. Tony's been in trucking and he sings. He does good songs. His songs is all about trucking, things that happened to him, why he was trucking. That's where all the motivation comes from. Van, he come up with this product to help drivers out because drivers come to him with a problem and he says, I can fix a problem. Just give it to me. And he does. And that's why I say with this stuff that's going on with the FBI, they are out of their tree because they don't get around and meet drivers. I guarantee you he didn't get out of the truck and meet 50 drivers during the time he was in that truck or talk to them and find out what was going on. Here he is, back again. You there?
Kumbaya, well, kumbaya.
We got him again. But yeah, I mean, the man's like this all the time. I mean, this is his normal right there.
You know, we didn't start Redneck Trucker till October last year. Me and Eli, Yoda Toter, on TikTok, that's a buddy of
Yep.
mine. Actually, I introduced him to Van. Well, Van, then we wanted to go to Max's Trader Days up there, and so I got loaded up there. Van drove up, and we went with Eli for the day. And me, I'm goofy anyway. I had them jokers rolling the whole time. Van told me, he said, I said, who? And so I kind of run truck about. Now, I hear a lot of pain through the week.
Yeah.
Now, with the redneck, it's kind of my, because everything is tribute to Truckers for Christ, except redneck trucker. So it's kind of my escape, because
Your way of
you can only hear.
Free of the monotony that goes on around you. Yeah.
Because you can only hear so much. And about every 2 or 3 months be that one that broke the camel's back. Now I got to let it loose.
Yeah.
And redneck truckers kind of, because they, when that happens, I got 2 people, only 2, that I trust wholeheartedly because people trust me that if I need to unload myself, if something happens to slip out, like a name or something, I know it won't go no further. And that's Van and Daniel. So that's I keep my circle real small. Now, redneck trucker's kind of a getaway,
Yeah.
and that's what it's kind of started out as, and it kind of helps me cope with certain things. Uh, Takes my mind off of it. Just like I said, your worst enemy. That's the reason
Yeah.
why Paul said put on the helmet of salvation, because it's important to how important it is to protect your mind.
It is. It really is. The
Because
mind is the most powerful and the most dangerous thing that any human's got, because it will defeat you or it will encourage you in anything that
because
you.
the only limit you got is your thought.
Yep.
Anywhere in life.
Exactly. I also want to say congratulations on being an honorary member over there with Hunter on the, I think it's, what is it, the Lazy
Oh, the
Lounge?
logistics lounge.
Oh, yeah, the Logistics Lounge. Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
was funny because I seen you in the van on there. And
yeah.
Hunter sitting there going, yep, that's just like redneck trucker. Yep, there he goes. Lost the
You
signal.
daggone
Yeah,
right.
he's
I said the
fine.
other side of that sleeper. I take that some invisible rocket spray. Shoot, it shoot. I shoot that phone. I play target practice.
Yeah, I seen that. I was sitting there watching that episode. I was like, check this out. He's over here having fun. Van's over there dying. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was a good show. I watch some guys every now and then. I really do.
Yeah, Hunter and Pedro, they good people.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause Hunter was there at Large Cars. Sitting
Right.
there doing some
I had him come up
and he
there
was
because I had him
hilarious.
some.
'Cause I got a video with him buying some bull snot. So I got to
Yeah.
get it.
I had him as the two shows back to back. I had him interview set up with certain people already
Yep.
set up, and so for them some footage.
Nice.
I know a lot of people. I just connect people.
Yeah, get him. Just like Van. Van knows a lot too. That man's got a mind that's, yeah. No, I don't even think a encyclopedia could touch what that man's got in his
Oh,
mind.
don't give him the big head now. You know he
No,
probably listens to this doctor sometime or another.
yeah, he'll probably listen to it or watch it somewhere because he'll probably see it pop up on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And he'll ever watch it on YouTube.
Well, I mean, we aggravate each other a lot, and I think that's what family does.
Exactly.
So I will say
Keep
this:
everybody
you
entertained.
you won't get no better than as far as I'm concerned, as far as Van. Oh, and if anybody ever messes with Van, you have to go through me.
Exactly. There's a line of people you have to go through if you're going to mess with him.
I'll be the first one to kick you in the nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So is that what you're doing tonight? Where are you delivering it to after you pick up?
I'm going to Grand River, Kentucky, unload this. Then I'm going to reload same spot because I got some return stuff. Got to go my way back to Georgia. Ow! That gubbit. I gotta get a new phone.
I hate them potholes.
Yeah, that's why I like knowing my heavy use tax going. I gotta.
I'd be out there with Gorilla Tape and super glue. I got it. It's good.
I gotta take it back to Georgia. They deliver it Monday, and then I'll unload it and reload another one and go right back to Kentucky. I'm booked up till Tuesday anyway.
Well, it's good. It's good. That means you're making money.
I don't know about all that now. Spending a lot of money.
You might be spending money, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying. You're not struggling, but you're surviving.
Been trying. Here you go.
The signals coming again.
Yeah, StreamYard sucks. Yeah, I said it. I hate StreamYard.
Yeah. Well, I would use YouTube, their studio, or I would use other. a little expensive, and I'm on a budget.
Yeah.
So I have
I
to deal
think
with what I
I
got.
think you'd be better off. Mm, hey, I wonder how many you can come in on Prism, and it's free. I'll check into it for you.
Not as many as I get on StreamYard. StreamYard,
Yeah,
I
but
can only
how often do you have 500 million people on here? What's the most you ever have on here at one time?
what actually in the podcast.
Yeah, on at one time.
I've had anywhere from 5 to 10. I've had 10 at one time, and
How often
flopped
does
them
that
in and
really
out.
happen?
But it not often. It did in the beginning. It did in the beginning. The first year I had quite a bit, but
But what
now
I'm saying is, if we can find
now
something that don't
I
cost
mainly
nothing,
do 4 to 5.
if
Yeah.
we find something that don't cost nothing, and it lets at least 4 people in. There you go,
But
money
how many
saved.
platforms? But how many platforms will it? Will it?
Man, you could go on.
Because I do 12 now,
Crap.
but it says I can do 22 at one time. 22 different locations I can put out.
Zoom. That's it. I mean, you can do Zoom from something like this.
Do a Zoom call on it.
I don't know how much it is. It's a lot better than this junk.
No. I mean, I ain't had no problems. I mean,
I
everybody's.
tell Pedro that all the time. They're in the process of swapping the
Who is? Who? Logistic Lounge?
Yes, I'm frozen up.
I ain't
Hear me?
froze. No, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. We can see you. You are working.
I hear the head nod, but I don't hear nothing. You look like
What'd
you're
you
calling somebody to give somebody some roadhead or something.
Are you sure you didn't? Are you sure you didn't hit mute on your microphone? Or on your... Check your phone. Everything on my end is good. Anybody out there in the comments, leave a comment and let me know if you can hear Redneck Trucker or if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up or say yes, we can hear you. We're still here. Hey,
you hear me now?
look at your screen. Look at your
I can't
screen.
hear you.
Hold on. Look at your screen.
Really?
Jackie says she can hear
What's up?
both of us. She can hear us.
Sure.
She can hear us. It's got to be on your end. If you can't hear, it means you must have hit mute on your, or turn your volume up. Turn your volume up on your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me? Turn your volume up. Hey,
I can't hear you.
hit the phone.
Hey, I'm about
Turn your volume up.
4 miles where I'm gonna stop. I'll get back in right there. Get parked and steal.
All right.
Maybe it'd be better. StreamYard sucks.
No, they don't. It ain't got nothing to do with StreamYard. It's got to do with the operator on the other end of that phone. I'm telling you, these guys don't know how to get rid of these Obama phones. I'm telling you. What's up, Michael? Thank you, Jackie. And I do appreciate that calling me super lefty. A lot of people saying, sway your head. Nah. Y'all are good to us. And I try to do what I can for y'all. I really do. I got some other videos. I got some other stuff that I got coming up that I need to put out here. I just ain't had much of a time to be able to do it. So I'm working on it. Michael says, good evening, Charles. And Cheyenne, Ohio, bedtime, laugh out loud. Driver, you just went to work not even an hour ago. I mean, what are you talking about? Bedtime. I'm going to have to start calling you Safety J Jr. I'm just saying, man. Saying, driver, come on. But no, I wanted to come on here tonight because that was this right here. This right here needed to be talked about. It really needed to be talked about. It really did. Um, Let me do it that way. Yeah, it needed to be talked about. Come on, why ain't you? There it goes. Now that works. But yeah, it needed to be talked about. Always, Jackie. Thank you. Yep. Michael says he can hear us both too. Hey, Michael. Glad you can hear us. But like I said, that story right there needed to be talked about tonight. It needed to, because that is just straight up ridiculous. Being able to sit there and say that 850 serial killers, they've already investigated 450, and the story just broke not even less than 2 days ago. But then you're going to sit here and you got a book already. But this is supposed to be on a 30-year stretch search. And when you pulled up the map for them to see what was going on in there, it showed everything on the East Coast, down in Florida, and then there was some in California. But there was nothing really in the major Midwest, Southwest, or in the middle. You didn't see anything. I hear you, Michael. I hear you. Laugh out loud, dropped, reloaded, and dropped 4 more times. Well, we'll see you next time next week, Michael, because we know how you are. You and that little T800, buddy. Not complaining. Your 800 will move. Just saying. Just saying. But but on the comment from the FBI, the former FBI, yeah, I think that's a little more sitting there saying that the trucking industry creates serial killers. No, I don't see it creating them. I really don't. I see them having a mental issue in here. Redneck trucker says, I got pink slips. See what he said? He's crazy. He's a good guy, though, but he's crazy. We love him to death. I wouldn't ask for a better friend. If I need to make a phone call and need something done, I know I can call him. I can talk to him about anything. So, I mean, if you guys get a chance, go over to Truckers for Christ, or check out his page, see all the good things that he does, all the funny little skits that he's been doing. Check him out. But yeah, with this going on here, it just don't make no sense here. It really, really don't. I mean, how can you sit there and say, all right, I can understand maybe 400 of them come in because what? If the book was just done and you just did the report just in less than 2 days ago, then that means you're doing it off the basis of this year, which also tells me that if that's so, then look at half the illegals that have come in here that have gotten trucking jobs. We've been dealing with the illegal trucking with drivers coming in and being truck drivers for the last, 5 years that I know of. Because if we remember, we were talking about the driver that got loose coming down out of Colorado, coming into Denver or into Colorado Springs, where his brakes failed. He couldn't read the signs, and he plowed through all them cars instead of taking himself out or going to a guardrail or slowing the truck down besides hitting the cars and injuring all them people. That's what we're talking about. If they would have done it that way, we wouldn't have half this problem. But that's where I'm guessing is where he's getting his statistics from, is from the last 4 years of letting every illegal that we know of that can come across the border, and then them give them the jobs and going, here, You got it. No big deal. Oh, just to let y'all know, I'm gonna give you the redneck trucker said here. Give you this. That down there says driverscrisiscenter.org. That's www.driverscrisiscenter.org. If any of you drivers have any issues or having anything that's going on, right there is one of the ways you can get a hold of and be able to handle your situation or whatever you may have going on. And then if anyone needs to talk, that is the redneck trucker's phone number. That is his phone number. It will go right to him. If you need to talk, you can call him at any time. There's the number. I'll leave it up for a few minutes so y'all can get the number if you need it. But to say that the trucking industry creates serial killers, I mean, if that was so, why ain't they sitting there doing this every day, driving trucks through traffic jams and unaliving people? You know what I'm saying? I have to say that because we are broadcasting to YouTube, and YouTube has a restriction on that. And so does certain parts of X. So I have to say it that way. Michael says, switch YouTube works better than Facebook. Yep. Yes, Facebook does work better than, or YouTube does work better than Facebook. Facebook is having its issues. They just sent me a thing tonight saying that I had to meet certain criteria to even go live on Facebook now. And I'm like, come on, I've been on Facebook since 2011, 2012, just as long as I've been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 12 years. I've done some things in the 12 years, but I didn't do a podcast on there on YouTube for 12 years. I've done the podcast now going 3 years. April 1st was 3 years. So we're 3 years in this show. All right, Miss Jackie. You do that. Go get your shower. Be safe. Be comfortably safe where you're at. And we'll talk to you on Saturday or Sunday. I don't know on which day we do the show. Because I'm still playing around, working, seeing what we're getting for criteria. Yep. Sparky Anderson. What's up, Sparky? Says a place in New York yesterday said on building and sign in Spanish CDL in 4 days, no citizenship needed. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you create serial killers. This is how you create them. And it's not that the trucking industry creates them. It's if you're allowing illegals to get in a truck, get a CDL. Well, I can't. Well, and as of July 1st, just so y'all know, if you guys are going into Illinois, just to let you know, just come out today. If you're going into Illinois just passed the law. All illegals now can get a driver's license and a temporary Social Security card to work, or some type of visa number, some crap. But they will be getting regular license. They will have licenses to drive. So just stating, in the state of Illinois, the governor, the board there just approved them to be able to sit there and get licenses. Same thing with, like Sparky says, in New York now. They had on the buildings sign in Spanish, CDL in 4 days. 4 days. When did they come up with 4 days? You see what I'm saying? How the hell do you get a CDL in 4 days? Used to be 3 months training. You did school for 3 months, but you also did on-the-job training too. But you didn't go out on the road. Certain jobs did that. But I remember when it used to be 3 months before you could get a CDL. You had to really learn and know that truck and operate that truck before you got it. Then it went to 5 weeks. Or no, it went to 6 weeks. Then it went to 4 weeks. Then it was last heard was 3 weeks. And now here's New York pushing for 4 days. 4 days. How are you going to get a CDL in 4 days? Really? Yeah, yeah. And they don't have to pay for it because you imagine if they get in a wreck, oh, it's an illegal. Oh, but it's your fault. We can't take them to court because they're an illegal. They're not even a citizen here. That's what I'm saying. It's like Michael said, sheesh, don't owe them a damn thing. No wonder our insurance goes up. That's why our insurance has been going up for the last 3 years because of that simple fact that they've been allowing illegals to drive here. And then they get in wrecks, and they run, they flee, they catch them, and they turn them back out because the court system says they're illegal. We can't do nothing with them. Can't hold them under our actual court system because they're not an actual citizen. Yeah, fun stuff like that. Sparky says, would have gone crazy. We are becoming a third world country. I heard, don't know, fact. But my niece in California says immigrants are becoming cops. Now I'm going to tell you something. That's a fact. That right there, that comment right there is a fact. I've sat there and seen a news report running through. It's on YouTube. If you actually look on YouTube, because I was looking at different places, seeing what new things were that we needed to bring up and talk to for Saturday's show. And this will probably be one of them. California is now, because they're needing cops so bad that they're now willing to hire illegals to be cops. Yep. Yep. Sorry about all the noise. My microphone's picking up really, really well. Yes, exactly. That's my answer right there to that. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Really? Yeah, really. It really, really is. It'll shock you. It'll make you see different things. And like I said, this is educational purposes here. This news part just come from News Nation. So if you guys want to look up the article, it's on News Nation. There's also another part to this. Trying to remember the name of it because you have to look it up, but it goes back. I also had another one on YouTube, or not on YouTube, but on Yahoo. If you look up Yahoo Finances, I posted it Monday. I believe is when I posted it. Monday or Tuesday. Well, hello. Who popped in the background? Who is that? Mr. Don something. Oh, it's the hillbilly driver. I mean, it's the redneck wrecker. I mean, yeah, that's him. What's up? What are you doing, sir?
Not much, man. Just running my butt off.
I didn't know your name was Don Juan.
Tonight I am.
I didn't know you become Spanish today.
Yeah, tonight I'm Don Juan.
Tonight he's Don Juan, guys. We got Don Juan live. Let's give him a cheer for coming in.
I don't know how long I'll have signal, but I'm here.
Yeah, we know. Everybody, if you all want to know, you probably have known Mr. Don Juan back here is actually Mr. Dennis the Menace. But,
That's right.
You know, depending on what part of the country and his name changes. Just saying. You know, he's got to keep up with the Biden plan. Each state different plan. Just saying.
Hey,
he's got to keep it up.
Hey, I'll change my name to Don Juan if I can get the free 10 grand a month.
Yeah, sure. All right, Sparky. I'll catch you later. Yeah, bro. I will see you later. Michael, I appreciate you stopping in, brother. And yeah, have a good night, fellas. Got a total of 5 to drop and pick up by PM tomorrow. Pick up by PM. Is that personal motion or is that physical madness? I mean, you didn't put nothing else there with it, Michael. Just saying. Michael says, hopefully catch you somewhere, Hicks. He's gonna. Well, Michael, he's in Texas right now somewhere in an undisclosed area carrying a reefer with a bunch of freeze up? Yep, Mr. Don Juan froze up. Well, folks, on that note, we are now an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, are you there? Are you freezing up? What? What's up, Don Juan?
I think I'm here.
All right, you did freeze up there for a minute. So what's your thoughts? Like I said, I don't know if you heard me. I said, Michael said, hopefully he'll catch up with you, Hicks. And I said, well, he's out in Texas somewhere with a reefer with a whole bunch of illegal paperwork. Just saying. So
That is called
trying to make
undocumented
his
workers.
greenbacks from the border. Just saying, greenbacks from the border.
That is called undocumented workers.
No, that's called unregulated paperwork.
Right?
We got to
So-
use the simple terms. Unregulated paperwork.
Well, you
So
can't miss me.
So what's your thoughts on this FBI deal? Have you been watching any of it?
No, not really. I'm not gonna lie. I've been so busy, I have not.
All right. Well, let's hope your phone does not cut out. We will bring this back up in here. Add to stage. And I will play it again for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep, let it rip.
They are dangerous because they involve disinformation that has a track record of
Hang on.
inciting people, often some mentally
Hang
unstable
on.
people, toward violence.
Yeah.
We've seen it over and
Hang on. We got to back this up a little bit.
They love that word disinformation.
Always.
It's amazing when they spend all of their time throwing out disinformation and then want to use the term disinformation
For real
against
information.
everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's real information that becomes disinformation.
Right.
Here, I'll play it again. There you go.
My next guest got a glimpse of that harsh and lonely life firsthand. He spent a year riding more than 2,000 miles in a big rig to try to uncover more about the elusive long-haul trucker serial killings. Joining us now is Frank Fagluzzi.
Hold on. That's Frank Leguski, former FBI agent.
Okay.
But I want to sit there and say, but did you hear? He spent over 2,000 miles in a truck. Dennis?
So he drove for what? 3 days?
That's what I said. He rode in a truck for 3 days to be able to come up with all this theory and be able to write a book on top of it.
On 2,000 miles. He wrote a whole book on 2,000 miles.
On 2,000 miles and 25 serial killers that were involved in trucking over the 30 years, put in prison. And yes, he wrote. But you ought to hear towards the end of this conversation where he gets the 2,000 miles and what opinion he come up with. Just listen.
All right.
Oh yeah. It'll send bottle rockets to the moon. Just saying.
He is a former FBI assistant director for counterintelligence who spent 25 years as an FBI special agent. He is the best-selling author of Long Haul, Hunting the Highway Serial Killers. Frank, great to have you on the show. I am still reeling from that statistic. 850 murders believed committed by long-haul drivers? Many, like not just one, but several serial killers?
indeed, the numbers are staggering, Elizabeth, and thanks for helping bring attention to this issue. 850 murders over the last few decades of women alongside our nation's highways that the FBI is confident are the work of real killers. In fact, there are already 25 long-haul truckers who are in prison for multiple homicides. Yet, there are 200 of those killings that are considered unsolved and active, and 450 suspects being looked at right now in those unsolved cases.
450 suspects?
It's an unwieldy number. And so in my book, I tried to narrow that suspect pool down by getting deep into 3 subcultures: long-haul truckers, sex trafficking victims, and crime analysis. So if you're into learning how a serial crime scene is worked, or what is going on in that long haul truck alongside you in the highway, or how young women fall into the trap of trafficking, then this book
This
is
is
for
the
you.
book for you.
I do theorize in the book about which trucker with which kind of truck is more likely to kill, and similarly, which trafficking victim is more likely to fall prey to a trucker.
You spent, I was amazed that you spent so much time yourself in one of these trucks. You write, long haul truckers exist days or weeks at a time in a world of their own. They speak their own language. They eat at their own establishments, sleep in their own rigs. Part cowboy, part fighter pilot, part hermit. They glide along the edge of our society.
It's a subculture, and I wanted to get a flavor of it. So I did ride over 2,000 miles in a flatbed long haul truck. I slept in that top bunk in the sleeper berth. I'm here to tell you it's not the Ritz-Carlton luxury in there. In fact, medical studies do show time after time that it's an unhealthy lifestyle, very sedentary, very isolating. And the dark side is that studies, anonymous surveys of truckers show that 10% drink alcohol daily, 20% binge drink 5 or more drinks regularly, and 44% of long haul truckers experience symptoms of major clinical depression.
Does this world draw serial killers, Frank, or does it somehow create them?
I ask that nature or nurture question in the book, and the answer, of course, is complex. The answer is both. There are people who already have a predilection toward violence, particularly toward women, may have had traumatic childhoods, and they seek out that isolating hermit-like existence in some kinds of long-haul trucking. And then some of these killers, when interviewed, say it dawns on them that they now have the license to kill because the freedom is there to exploit those law enforcement jurisdictions like you described in the opener.
All right, Frank, before I let you go, I did want to ask you about Attorney General Merrick Garland.
What do you think?
I think that the guy's theory itself is fucking delusional. I'm not going to say that there hasn't been serial killers in the trucking world. And would it be a perfect crime of opportunity to be able to pull off a heinous crime like that and then bounce out of the state before anybody can realize it's you? Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, possible. But the thought that the numbers of clinical depressed hermit-like,
almost
I mean,
half trucking is clinically depressed.
so
almost,
there was,
I mean, it's like 6% from being 50% of being
there.
being.
But see, the thing that aggravates me about that is there's no talk of how truck drivers, men and women, sacrifice their home time to benefit their families. At the same time, they get a lot of personal pride in serving America. There's a lot of people who are truck drivers, huge, staggering number that are former military that literally, I mean, we've been trained to do the hard shit.
Yeah.
For
You're
lack of a better word.
You used to be Army and Navy. Yeah, you're one of them.
Correct. So it's like,
and just like Trucker G, he fights child predators.
Right.
And he was a long haul trucker, but we all understand, and our prayers are with him.
Right. Exactly.
Issues that he's got going on, but that he had to come out of the truck. But
you know what?
They're making it hard on him.
And props to Mama G, because you know damn well she's having to deal with him being at the house going stir crazy on top of it all.
Yep.
So props to Mama G for that.
Yes, definitely. And she's the one that's probably missing the road the most, because she enjoyed being out on the road.
Yeah, she loved it. She really did. But, you know, so, I mean, it's like, you know, there's absolutely no talk about the fact that, you know, yes, we sacrifice our home time and our freedoms and our time with our family and everything in order to provide for our family the best ways that we're able. Yes. And yes, there are benefits to being a truck driver. Me, myself, I don't do well in office environments. I don't do well in warehousing environments, things like that. I don't do well
You also don't
the
do
back
well
of my neck.
in local, and you also don't like doing local driving neither. Because
Well, I've tried it. It's not that I didn't like the local driving. What I did not like is they think just because you get to go home that they get to rip you off and pay. I think
yes,
local drivers should be paid much better than they are, honestly. Because
yes,
just because they're doing local crap does not mean that they deserve to get screwed out of a paycheck because they get to go home. It's like
no,
that's
no,
horseshit.
and you're right, because $500-600 at the end of the week after taxes does not count for
No,
the hours that they put in that truck. It don't.
because one, they are still putting in hours in the truck, regardless of whether they get to whether they have to go to sleep in a truck stop or not.
Yep.
They're still dealing with all the problems of the shipper, the problems of the receiver, all of the fucking idiots on the road, some of which are truck drivers, some of which are four wheelers,
And they have to deal with
the
more city traffic
construction.
than most too.
Exactly, because most of those local drivers spend more time going in city and doing the shit that we do not do as over the road drivers.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I really think that local drivers get screwed over more than even us because, yeah, we get paid for our sacrificing our home time.
Yep.
That's what they
Exactly.
call it. But at the same time, if you saw the freight rates right now, you'd call bullshit on that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just like give a shout out to Tim Gentry and Sons Trucking. He was finally went live last night on his YouTube channel, and he was talking about that he's not going to be buying any more of the big cars or the large cars. He's going to start finding him some more of the Freightliners, the Cascadias, and maybe a couple of Coronados, and running that way and having a fleet of all the same truck because it's cheaper and easier to fix. Yeah, he said he was going to put glider kits in them and make it easier for him to work on, but this is some of the stuff that they have to deal with. Really is.
Well, and it's like, I mean, that's
And
pretty
it
much
breaks
the
it
same
down.
format that Bottomley has done. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a few large cars, not many, but the bulk of his fleet are Cascadias. And
Yes.
to be honest, I mean, as much as I talk shit about the Tupperware toys, the fact is you can get them a lot
A
more
lot cheaper.
inexpensively.
Yep.
If one of them gets ruined, you're not out $300,000. You're out fucking maybe 106.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yep. And you can buy them cheaper and you can fix them up and a lot quicker and get more parts frequently because there's more of them.
right?
Yep. I mean,
So I
he's gonna
mean,
keep a few of his other trucks. I mean, he's gonna keep a couple of them, but he like last night he says he's got two of them up for sale. One of them he's
yeah,
got for what it's a 389. It's got a glider kit in it. It's got a Detroit. It's it pushing 600-700 horse. It's got an 18 speed. It's getting 8 miles to the gallon.
yeah,
It's doing really, really well, but he's got it up for sale for 165. You can get that
right.
all day long for that truck.
Well, and to be honest, right now the freight rate market is so piss poor that I mean, I know like Roger, he's been trying to sell his for a while now, and it's
And he
just
got
not
his for
moving.
130. And he's got the truck and
There's
trailer for
plenty of people.
130.
Yeah, yeah,
That
and
truck and
and the
trailer's
fact
been
is,
rebuilt.
there are plenty of people who are interested, but the banks, because they know what the market is, banks are not lending.
Yep.
they really are not lending. They are holding back like crazy because they don't feel that the market's supporting it. They don't want to put that kind of money out. And if the person fails, then they got to go through the whole repo process. And they don't
And then
even know
trying
if
to
they'll
sell it.
get
And, yep.
any
Trying to
kind
get
of a
your
return
money
out of
back.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got another friend of mine. He's got a 2000 Volvo that he's had for years,
Yep.
and it's got a Detroit in it. He it was an auto shift, and he
Yep.
converted it into a 13 speed. He's selling that, his ultra low pro step, and all his fucking equipment, everything, because he's got heart issues. He's out of the game now, and
Yep.
he's got the whole kit and caboodle for 40 grand.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and that truck he built himself. Even though I know we give Volvo people shit all the time,
Yeah, we
but
do.
um, that Volvo is very well built.
Yep.
And I mean, I know just to like in the last year or so, he put new bull gears in it. He converted it to a 13 speed, rebuilt the engine. It's got a new turbo. I mean, he's done all kinds of stuff. And I can't remember what year the trailer is, but I mean, they're both bought and paid for, well kept, redecked, everything. But
Yep.
it's a matter of trying to get things to move in this market with this economy being so fucking toilet trained,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, and
On,
and there's
all right. On
it
that
just
note, real quick, we're gonna do one more commercial, and then that'll be the end of the commercials for the night. Here's
uh,
Gary Jones again for Full Snot.
My name's Gary
Tesla
Jones. I'm out of
truck.
Lawson, Missouri. I got a small fleet. We use full stop products on everything. Really impressed with the Shineable for the tires. It's working great. You can see all my truck 777. We're out here in East Tennessee at the Large Cars with Guitars show, and we always try to use our full stop products when we're getting ready for the show.
Yep.
And there you have it.
There you have it. Well, are you gonna be up still trucking, Dennis?
Yeah, well, I've got like 15 minutes to try to find a spot.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end this show, and then we'll talk more on this on Sunday, because I got two other things that I'm gonna be bringing up, and we may bring this topic back up then too. But this is something I wanted to get out there, and we needed to talk about on this
Yes.
and a bunch of others. There's another one on a guy that they just did an update on. It's over on Yahoo Finance News. A guy finally got convicted, serving now 10 years. And no, he did not work for Swift. He did not have anything to do with Swift, but he just, I guess he was trying to equal the playing field, and he burnt, I think it's 10 or 15 Swift trucks and trailers, burned them to the ground at truck stops. So that's something else that just I put out there earlier this week. That was on Monday, I believe I put it out there. But we will talk about it this weekend. Maybe we'll talk a little more on this, and then we'll have Redneck Trucker and a few others on probably this weekend. So just to let y'all
Sounds
know.
good.
But on this note, we will see you in a little bit, Dennis. If you want to say anything to people and tell them good night, whatever, however you want to do it, and we'll go ahead and end this show real quick.
All right. Everybody, y'all be good, be careful, be blessed. Keep the dirty side down, and if you don't know which side that is, shame on you.
As always, Dennis has got to leave us with the funny one.
That's
All
right.
right, Mr. Hicks, I will talk to you in a few.
All right, brother.
All right, folks. As you know, this is what's coming up from the FBI. We're getting into that stuff. We'll have a bunch more to get into on Sunday. We will be doing that. And just on that note, y'all be safe out there. Keep an eye on everything around your surroundings, and talk to your family. Let them know what's going on, and keep your spirits high. We love you. We appreciate you joining the show. Please like, share, and comment on the show, please. That's one of the things that keeps me out of the algorithm of them not letting me broadcast. But please like, share, and comment. Thank you. We love you. We'll see you on Sunday.
Truck drivers don't talk about how hard it is to walk out the front door, knowing it could be weeks before we see our families again, or how we promise our kids we'll be back when we know there's a chance that we may not. Calling up an old friend to talk about old times, but all they want to talk about is last weekend when you were 1,000 miles away. Working a long 14-hour day, backing in and shutting down. Open up social media just to see family and friends gathering. Makes you feel like life could go on without you. These are the burdens that we bury.